Tell the truth and let's get this work in. Tap in. This is Morning Wood. While y'all was kissing at midnight, college football was packing suitcases. The portal opens tomorrow, January 2nd, and classes will start actually before the portal closes. That ain't coincidence. That is business moving faster than people are ready for. But we're going to slow this thing down. Because before we talk tomorrow in the portal opening, we got to talk about last night. This University of Miami story, it deserves context, not just a hot take. So I'm going to take a little slow with it. See, everybody's celebrating now. Everybody's retweeting now. Everybody yelling the U is back now. Shout out to Michael Irvin. I see you. You've been with it. We know you're at this, Uncle Mike. But let me remind you where this really started. Miami almost didn't even get in. So let's be honest. The Miami Hurricanes were this close to watching the playoffs from the couch. There were real debates, real meetings, real conversations in public, and even more so behind closed doors, debating if the U should even be in. People were saying, do we really trust Miami? Are they consistent enough? Should they even be here? Meanwhile, names like Tulane Green Wave and the James Madison Dukes, they got their support. They got their pathway. Everybody want that Cinderella story. No shade to them. Good teams, good seasons, no disrespect. But college football ain't about Cinderella. So here's the difference. Miami wasn't fighting for permission. Miami was fighting for opportunity. And at edge, that matters. The U ain't a fluke. The U is a resume. Because once Miami got in, they didn't act grateful. They didn't play tight. They didn't look overwhelmed. They looked ready. And don't forget now, Miami went into College Station, into SEC noise, into Kyle Field Madness, home of the 12th man, and they walked out with a win over Texas A&M Aggies. That ain't theoretical toughness. That's real life football. You got the crowd screaming. You got the defense flying. You're not getting no bailout flags, and Miami stood tall. So remember that, because that wasn't luck. That was a warning, your first warning. Because on New Year's Eve last night, Ohio State, defending national champions, that's the big one. Ohio State, the brand, the machine, the we'll turn it on when we want to program. The Buckeyes walked into that game with confidence baked in, and Miami walked in with receipts. From the opening snap, the game felt uncomfortable for Ohio State. Miami's defense wasn't reacting, they were dictating. Corners sitting on routes, linebackers triggering downhill, D-line making every throw feel rushed. And then it happened. The interception, the pick six, the momentum swing, and it never really swung back. Because that just wasn't points. That was Miami saying, we're not here to survive, we're here to control you. Ohio State lost early. Let me be clear, Ohio State did not lose this game in the fourth quarter. They lost it in the first half because they expected Miami to blink. They expected nerves. They expected mistakes. They expected the moment to be too big. And when Miami didn't blink, Ohio State got tight. Late reads, forced throws, no rhythm. Because that's what happens when you assume respect instead of earning it. Miami played grown man football. They didn't chase highlight reels. They didn't panic when Ohio State made a push. They played field position, situational, clock awareness football. The last touchdown, pass popping game over. And now that context really hits because here's why the run matters. As I said, almost didn't get in. Miami almost didn't get in. But when they got in, they beat an SEC team on the road. They knocked off a Big Ten powerhouse. They just controlled the CFP game from wire to wire. And meanwhile, the same people questioning Miami are real quiet now because this is why the playoffs are dangerous. Not everybody who sneaks in is lucky. Some teams sneak in hungry. And this is no place for Cinderella. I'm looking at you, Tulane and JMU. It's not your fault. It's the system, and the system has to get fixed because you can't manufacture a Cinderella story in a violent collision sports. Hunger is a weapon. Miami heard the noise. They heard, are we deserving? Are we consistent? Can we be trusted? That doubt followed them into preparation, into practice, and the film sessions. And it sharpened them. They used it. That's why they don't play loose. That's why they don't play scared. That's why they finish. So final word on this, man. This playoff was never about rankings. It was about who deserved the chance. Miami got the chance. Miami took the chance. Miami justified the choice. That ain't an orchestrated Cinderella story. This is a team that almost got left out and decided to make everybody pay for it. Now, that was last night. That was New Year's Eve. Today is January 1, Transfer Portal Eve. This is not about recruiting anymore. This is about speed dating with consequences. Players enrolling in class with one eye on the syllabus and the other eye on the portal. Coaches promising opportunity without knowing who's still in the building. Parents asking questions nobody can answer honestly. And this ain't chaos by accident. This is what happens when you want freedom but don't build structure. Everybody wanted movement. Everybody wanted leverage. Nobody playing for stability. And now everybody acting like they're ready. They ain't. They just adjusting faster than the next person does. And here's the truth nobody wants to say. This ain't your daddy's college football anymore, and it'll never be again. This is business with pads on. Now, as we look a little further down the road in 2026, that's 2026, and what's at stake for Coach Prime, because everybody wants to know what's next, what's going to happen this next season, what's going to happen with the portal. Let me help you. This is going to be the year of separation. The tourists are gone. The clout chasers are gone. The people who just wanted the hoodie, they already transferred. What's left? Believers, developers, grown ass men. This ain't about noise. This ain't about headlines. This ain't about Twitter. This is about alignment. And alignment is dangerous when belief, preparation, and accountability all show up in the building at the same time. And it's going to put Coach Prime in the position that he ain't worried about the portal. The portal's going to be worried about him. This version won't be loud. It's going to be disciplined. It's going to show up on Tuesdays when no one is watching. So remember this, my good people out there. You're going to be blown away at the stats of what's coming into Colorado when you compare them side by side with what departed Colorado. And with so many people entering the portal, Coach Prime is going to be able to get it cheaper than what's been demanded by this wild, wild west market. Let me give y'all this example, man, because y'all know old Uncle like his snack cakes. I love a good honey bun. Good honey bun costs about 50 cents at the gas station. Now, some of the great ones, they might be $1.05. Now, whereas there are $10 honey buns, say at the airport, that don't mean that's what a honey bun is worth, because location can always impact prices. But you got to be patient. You got to be prudent and practical. And you got to buy the honey buns based on your market. And one thing Coach Prime knows is the market. He knows he's in Boulder. That's not Ann Arbor. That's not Happy Valley. It's not even Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It's Boulder, Colorado. And great things can and will be accomplished there. And these $5 honey buns going to take care of the hunger just as good, if not better, than them $10 airport ones. One other thing we got left before we get out of here is Shedeur Sanders has one game left in the season. It's taking place in this calendar year, 2026. QB1, Cleveland Browns going to the Cincinnati Bengals. I keep hearing, has he proven enough to Cleveland to be their guy? I think we got to flip that and ask, has Cleveland proven they even know what they're looking at? Because if all you saw was pressure or the losses, heard the noise, you missed the total point. Shedeur stood in the pockets that disappeared. He took hits like rent was due, and he still delivered the ball on time, on target, under control. That ain't talent. That's training. And y'all have heard me say time and time again, men do not rise to the occasion. They fall to the level of their training. And the best indicator of future performance is past performance. What you have in Shedeur Sanders is a quarterback who doesn't panic when the plan falls apart. So with one game left, it ain't about proving himself. It's about reminding people who forgot how to evaluate. I say, go get them grown, be legendary. Hey, y'all, here we are, man. It's 2026. That's the new year. It is the same truth. The portal opens before class books do. Prime is building for sustainability, not applause. And Shedeur has already passed the test. They just scared to score it in front of us. So if today's wood made you uncomfortable, that's good because that's growth, and growth usually is uncomfortable. But look, on your way out, man, hit that like button, subscribe, share this with somebody who still think game is the game, but this is morning wood and no coffee is ever needed to get up. Y'all make sure you stay tuned to the Pregame Network. Go check out Big Dog Chico, my man Deuce the Scoop as well. We got more stuff coming at you, pause, all year long, especially morning wood. No coffee needed. Hey, man, Unc is out. Y'all have a safe January 1st and a prosperous, healthy new year. Much love.